Hello, welcome back to the channel. So this is another video of Vampire Masquerade related Bloodfeud mega game. So bought this start of the year. It's a big massive box and it's a game for 4 to 32 people and it's a mega game. So in this video I'm going to talk about the game, I've ran it, my experiences with it, and if you're near Glasgow in 2 3 months time, which will be sort of October November time, I'm going to run it again, so you might want to come along. So what is a mega game? So traditionally a board game might have one board which everybody sits around. A role-playing game, again, one table, everyone sits around. Live role-playing game, especially Vampire, you have a lot of people walking around a venue interacting with characters. Mega game combines all of that, but on a much bigger scale. So the box says 4 to 32 players. So the idea is up to 8 teams, and each team can have up to 4 people. I suspect 2 might be the sweet spot, but I'll talk about that going on. In the game, you're going to play either vampires from the traditional vampire clans or human factions. The human faction is really interesting. Everything from the mayor, street gangs, the mafia, through to hunter groups, the Arcanum, and even down to Maglodon pharmaceuticals. And they've all got different rules on how they interact with the game. And with this mega game, there's a lot of interacting as much or as little with the board and the board states as you want. Now, I had thought we would be getting 8 people. There was some cancellations, so we only ended up with 4 people. So we played this as a single player game. I think teams of 2 is a sweet spot. And essentially, you're going to have 4 stations set up. And this is an example of one of the stations. Now, if you're in teams, one of your team members, let's say player A, can visit 2 of the boards, but can't go and visit the other 2 boards in the same game round. Whereas player B visits the other 2 game boards. You can meet up in the middle in neutral zone and discuss your plots and plans and what you might need, but all the boards interact with each other. So it adds an element of teamwork and planning and dynamics. So as single players, first round is 10 minutes, then 9 minutes, and 8 minutes, 7 minutes, and I think Peter's out at 6 minutes per round. And you go and interact with the boards as much as you want. So this is one of the boards. This is a marketplace. And at the marketplace, you're basically buying orders and special effects that can affect the other boards. And the marketplace is tied with I'll come back to that picture. This bit, which is the events, the sort of voting and influence, where each player can nominate one of their events and you vote for it. And if it's tied votes, you get a random event. And that can have quite a change on the round going forward. Well, the next round going forward. Now, with the events, you vote when you quorate. So 4 players, we says, once 3 players are there. So one round, one of the players just chose not to get involved with the voting and interact with a different element of the board. And the marketplace, we see how I've set this up on one big table. So the voting was at one end, marketplace was on another. This is the turn sequence. So you see along the top here, that tells you how long each minute's going to be. Me as a facilitator, I had a countdown for it. Now, depending how the game goes, you can actually buy tokens and shorten the game. So if you're in a position which you think is unassailable, you can limit the length of game and make it more likely that you pulls up while you're winning. And you're going to record power underneath as well. This board is the orders board. So on here are squares which correspond to bits of the map where you're going to move around your counters and do things. So you're going to play orders on here. Now you're going to have to plan ahead to what's happening on the board, the order that the orders are going to be played. And it could be attack, it could be defend, it could be recruit, it could be requisition. One of the nice things is if you're a vampire and you're trying to sort of gain resources, feed, if there are human tokens present on the map board, you get more resources than if there wasn't. And for the humans, the opposite is also true. So if you're requisitioning things, you get more resources if there's no vampires there, which was a nice touch. So that is the orders. And the orders, you've got a sort of a pool to begin with, but then you're buying orders from the marketplace. So in the game terms, the orders board and the map board, if you're playing in pairs, a different player will be controlling those to the one in the marketplace. And this is a game board. We'd actually had a card played which added an extra section to the board. And you've got, it's a simple move around, control different areas. You can place barriers which stop people moving across them. We had a Nosferatu player which allowed them to move through the barriers with subways and stuff. So quite a nice look at the picture and the board. Now there were some rules which better suit multiplayers to do with who the characters are and who you are, and attacking specific title vampires and characters. We kind of ignored them, kept it relatively simple. And this is their final order state there. You can see top board actually records sort of how many kills and things that's occurred with that, because there might be scoring points to do with that. You also gain ambition tokens. So ambition tokens throughout the game, you might earn ambition tokens or buy ambition tokens, and then you will have agendas. So at the end of the game, if your agendas come up, if you've got them, you'll gain extra ambition. Whoever's got the most ambition points at the end of the game wins. So that's it. Bloodfeud. There's a lot of moving parts, but each one of those moving parts is relatively simple, and I like the way it layers on top of each other. If I'm running it again, I want to have at least 8 people, 4 teams of 2, and build on from there. Think maybe 6 teams of 2. That would be probably for where I am with being able to run it and coordinate at the sweet spot. And yeah, it was a good night. The people that took part seemed to have enjoyed it. We had a mix of experience from people who'd played Vampire before, people who didn't understand the setting, brand new to the setting, but everybody seemed to get in on it and understand it. Would I recommend it at another big convention? Maybe it's convention game, and yes, it's a lot more simple. It gives you a bit of a flavour of what a vampire live role playing could be, with a bit more structure, without the sort of groundwork that might need to go into setting up and running a vampire role playing game for strangers at a convention. That is. But anyway, that's Bloodfeud. If you play Bloodfeud, let us know what your experience has been like with it. I'm relatively new to mega gaming, but next year I know there's a group in Scotland and the north of England that run mega games, and I want to commit to maybe doing a few more, depending on what my weekends look like, of course. Great fun, and yeah, I look forward to being able to do more. So that's bye for now, and I look forward to chatting to you in another video.